Good morning, traders, and this is your Dax daily review. So we ended up with another indecision bar, and I think the last couple of days, what's been playing out quite well on the Dax is really just doing intraday trading and actually working off 5 or 15-minute charts to get what you need. And I'll run through that scenario with you now anyway. So we've got this inside bar, we've got another inside bar that's formed, but there's no direction. It's pretty much ranging at the moment. So if we just roll through the time frames, you can see still lots of sellers that are stepping in at the top here. If you look at the awesome oscillator, it's flat. Momentum is dead. We do have the trade war threats from Trump with Europe. So I think a lot of that is playing into it. And if I look at this pattern here, I was expecting, when I saw this, I was expecting a breakout to continue to the upside. But we haven't done that. So I think the pattern that I can see here is pretty much a double bottom. So there's one leg of the bottom, there's the second leg of the bottom, and there's the neckline. But we haven't had a breakthrough. We haven't had a close above it. So I'm a little bit skeptical to play with that at the moment. This looking like me over rejection off this level. So in other words, I'd expect another visit down here and possibly attack this gap close here. Okay, so yesterday, in true Dax fashion, we aimed for a gap. Now, I'm going to talk through that on a lower time frame, because if you look at the 1 hour, you can see a breakaway, then we get this inside bar, and then we attack the top level again. Okay, and now we are consolidating. So there are a couple of ways of looking at it, but anyway, I want to find a lower level that where we can talk through it properly. Let's just go to the 12. Okay, so here we go. So here is a gap. Okay, so that's pretty much a gap down the bottom here, and you can see quite a bit of interaction here. So if you look at how yesterday played out with all this indecision here, was your first bit of warning that something's not kosher. The sellers are trying to do something. And then the opening 12 minutes or even the 50-minute would have been this rejection bar off a 200 moving average and the alligator. Okay, so that was your signal that something was brewing, and you can see we then rushed down to come and close a gap. And there was your first opportunity on the 12-minute. Waiting at the gap here should have been a couple of longs, because that is so typical of the DAX. The minute it gets to gaps, the buyers or sellers step in off that level 9 times out of 10, and then they drove it up. Okay, they've driven it up, but they have left little gaps. These will be 5-minute gaps. Don't believe me, we'll quickly get there, and you'll see there are 5-minute gaps pretty much everywhere. There's one there, there's one there, there's one there, there's one there. There's another one. That one was close. Anyway, so there are a lot of gaps to the downside. So there is still magnets. If you look at the 12 minutes oscillator here, we've grouped back to the upside, and we have created diversions from this fractal to where we are now. Okay, so now there are 2 ways of looking at this at the moment, and this is why I say that 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 15 minutes, I mean, all of this, you would have seen this happening and been able to drive it. I mean, if you look at the 5 minutes, you can see 5-minute rejection off the alligator here. Entry at the break of this 5-minute bar, stop above the top there, down to gap close, and you can immediately see there's your first, comes back to do a test, there's your second bullish bar, there's my first bullish pattern, second bullish pattern. Now I'm now long, and just keep moving, stop up below fractals, and then eventually you would have been stopped out here, or you just taken your profit the minute you see this kind of thing start happening. Anyway, So for today, you want to trade this thing, I think more of the same. We have broken through, and the one thing that I reckon could possibly be a scenario we need to watch out for would be this consolidation breakout. Okay, so if we do sort of break up above the alligator, probably tag this, come back to create a higher low, that would be a signal for me to get long. And then what I'm looking for is this measured move, because this was a fairly strong move to the upside. So I'd expect that to play out, which is 12.033. Okay, so that's the view we have on the hour. Sorry, on the 30-minute. But don't be too surprised if you see this thing just come all the way back down and bounce off the bottom here, or even continue to the downside here. Okay, so mixed bag, and it's just pointless trying to trade swing trades at the moment until this market settles itself. So for me today, it's lower time frames and watch what happens with this consolidation. If this rejection stays here and we start moving down, then it's worthwhile taking that short and looking for this area of 11.865 as a target area. If we do get below 11.865, then the next gap is the target, which is this one down here, and that is around 11.800. Okay, so anyway, that's my view at the moment. Mixed bag, unfortunately. It could either break to the upside for that upside measured move, or it could just break to the downside for these levels here. But if I had to put a bias to it of like 51%, I would say it's an upward break I'm expecting to continue in this fashion here. Okay, last things last. Always good to put the Fibonacci on. We're at the 50%, and the 61.8 is pretty much on the underside of this breakout here. So that is obviously my first impression, because we have created a higher high. There's the previous high of the previous day. We've created a new high, and we've pulled back. So yeah, my first impression is to say wait around a retest of this pin bar was created yesterday, or even at 11,900, and see what price action does there on the 5, 10, 15 minute, 12 minute charts. Whatever positive price action you get there at 11,900 is worth a long with a stop below the low of the day of yesterday. Okay, so that's kind of my bias at the moment, but it's really 50-50. Whatever you do, just keep your stops really tight. Okay, and alternatively, just wait for the alligator. Alligator is pointing up ever so slightly, but wait for better confirmation on the alligator on something like a 12 or 15 minute to see we are starting to point up. But do we come back, create a double bottom or a high low, and then accelerate, or do we come down, create a lower low, then up, and we're expecting it to continue to the downside? Anyway, for 50-50 call. Wait and see what price action says to us at the key levels. If there's nothing positive, then just stay out of it. Anyway, guys, that's it for me today. Hope it helps, and I'll catch you later. Cheers for now.